I never thought the sound of a drill could change my life. It started as an ordinary Saturday, those kinds where you plan to fix things around the house and hope you don't end up making more of a mess than when you started. Clara, my wife of 7 years, had convinced me we needed a new TV in the living room. "It'll be perfect for movie nights," she said with that soft smile I fell for back in college. She found the technician through a home services app. Said he had 5-star reviews and even installed systems for the luxury condos downtown. His name was Damon. Showed up in a tight-fitting polo shirt, tool belt slung low on his hips, and this confidence that filled the entire room before he even spoke. I didn't think much of it. I just wanted the damn TV on the wall without it falling off and smashing on the floor. Clara greeted him like they were old friends. A bit too enthusiastically, maybe, but I brushed it off. She's always been warm and welcoming, that's one of the things I loved most about her. Still, there was a tone in her laugh that felt a little off. I stayed for the first 15 minutes, watching Damon work. He was good, efficient, confident with his hands. Clara offered him coffee, then brought it out on a tray like we were at some bed and breakfast. It struck me as odd, but I didn't say anything. "I'll be in the study," I told her, giving her a kiss on the cheek. She flinched, not in an obvious way, but just enough that I noticed. That was the first moment something shifted in me. Something small, like a hairline crack you don't notice until the glass shatters. In the study, I tried to focus on emails, but my thoughts kept drifting back to the living room. I could hear muffled laughter, his voice low and relaxed, hers more playful than usual. At one point, I thought I heard her really giggle. That giggle I hadn't heard in months. Maybe longer. 30 minutes passed. Then an hour. I told myself not to be paranoid. Damon was just doing his job. Clara was just being polite. Still, I found myself standing in the hallway, pretending to look at my phone while listening. Their voices were lower now. Too low. I inched closer. "Your husband's just in the other room," I heard Damon say, his tone smug. "I know," Clara whispered, the words carrying a breathy, excited quality I hadn't heard directed at me in years. My heart slammed against my ribs. I turned on my heel and walked back to the study before I could hear more. I didn't want to believe what I was hearing. I couldn't. This was Clara. My wife. The woman I built a home with. But that whisper? That wasn't a conversation you have with a technician hanging a television. An hour later, Damon left. Clara came into the study, smiling like nothing had happened. "TV's up," she said. "Looks amazing. Wanna check it out?" I stood, nodded, and followed her into the living room. The TV was perfectly mounted, everything wired neatly. Damon's card was sitting on the coffee table, next to a mug that still had lipstick on the rim. I stared at the screen. Something felt off. Not just in the air, but in my gut. She leaned in, kissed my cheek, and I flinched this time. The silence between us was louder than the new sound system. That night, Clara fell asleep easily. Or at least pretended to. I lay next to her in bed, staring at the ceiling, the sound of her steady breathing doing nothing to slow my racing thoughts. My mind replayed every detail, the way she smiled at Damon, the lipstick on the coffee mug, her tone when she whispered. I needed to know. I had to. The next morning, while she was out on her usual Sunday morning run, I checked the home security app on my phone. The camera in the living room was angled slightly toward the hallway enough to catch a sliver of the couch, and just enough to confirm what I already feared. Damon had never gone back to his van to grab extra tools like he said. He stayed. For almost 40 minutes. I couldn't see everything, but I saw enough. Enough to recognize her body language, her sitting too close, him brushing hair from her face, her not moving away. And just at the edge of the frame, her hand sliding up his thigh. I shut off the feed. When she walked back in, flushed and smiling from her run, she planted a kiss on my forehead like nothing was wrong. I looked at her differently now. Everything about her felt foreign. This woman I'd thought I knew inside and out had suddenly become a stranger in our home. "Sleep okay?" she asked, grabbing a glass of water. Did you sleep okay? I shot back. It came out sharper than I intended. She paused. What's that supposed to mean? I watched her closely. I saw the footage. The living room camera. Silence. She set the glass down, slower than usual. I didn't mean for it to happen. That's the first thing you're going to say to me? She blinked, her eyes welling with tears, but there was a coldness behind them, like she knew this day would come and had rehearsed it 1,000 times. I didn't plan it, she said. He was charming. And he listened to me. I listened to you, I said, anger swelling in my chest. I've always listened. She shook her head. No, you hear me. That's not the same. That line, the rehearsed one. The one people use when they've already decided the ending. My hands clenched at my sides. So what, Clara? That justifies sneaking around with some guy who came here to install a TV? Her lip quivered. It wasn't just about him. It was about me. About how I've been feeling. Invisible. I looked around at the house I'd helped build, the life we created, the Saturday mornings I gave up so she could sleep in, the silent support I offered whenever she spiraled about work or life or just being tired. Invisible? You could have told me, I said. I didn't want to hurt you. You just didn't want to deal with the consequences. She looked away. I grabbed my keys and walked out the door. I didn't slam it, I didn't need to. The silence left in my wake was loud enough. I drove aimlessly for a while, ending up at the park where we used to have picnics before life got too busy. I sat on a bench, watched a dad push his daughter on the swings, and thought about all the versions of my future I'd imagined. And how none of them had room for this. When I came home, Clara was gone. A note was on the counter, I'm going to my sister's. I think we both need time. I didn't call her. I didn't chase her. I just stood in our quiet house, staring at the TV on the wall, the screen blank, but the reflection staring back at me was someone I didn't recognize anymore. Maybe she was right. Maybe we both felt invisible. But the difference was, I never stopped trying to see her. And now, I was learning how to see myself again.